Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer was born on May 21st, 1960, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. From an early age, he displayed disturbing curiosities that hinted at the darkness within. At 4, he became fascinated with animal carcasses. By 8, he had learned to bleach bones, a practice he continued into his teenage years. His parents' bitter divorce in 1978 left him alone in their Ohio home, and that same summer, at just 18 years old, Dahmer committed his first murder. His first victim was Stephen Hicks, a hitchhiker Dahmer picked up on June 18, 1978. They drank beer together at Dahmer's house, but when Hicks tried to leave, Dahmer struck him with a dumbbell and strangled him. He later dismembered the body, crushed the bones, and scattered them in the woods. This marked the beginning of a series of horrific acts that would continue for over a decade. Between 1979 and 1981, Dahmer's life fell apart. He dropped out of Ohio State University after one semester and joined the United States Army, where he served as a medic in Germany. His alcohol addiction led to a dishonorable discharge. In the years that followed, he was arrested multiple times for indecent exposure and lewd behavior, but no one suspected the depths of his violence. By 1985, he was living alone and working at the Ambrosia Chocolate Factory in Milwaukee, a job that allowed him to maintain a double life: ordinary worker by day, predator by night. In May 1990, Dahmer moved into apartment 213 of the Oxford Apartments in Milwaukee. It was here that his crimes escalated into unimaginable brutality. Inside his small apartment, he built what would later be called the House of Horrors. There was a large barrel filled with acid, human skulls painted and arranged like trophies, and a refrigerator containing human hearts and other organs. Dahmer's victims were mainly young men of color, whom he lured with promises of money or companionship. He drugged them, strangled them, and often kept their bodies for days before disposing of them. Some he dismembered, some he photographed, and in several cases, he cannibalized their remains. His killings continued relentlessly, but one moment exposed both the horror and the failure of the system meant to stop him. On May 27, 1991, a 14-year-old boy named Konarak Synthasamphone escaped from Dahmer's apartment, naked and disoriented. 2 women called the police, pleading for help. When officers arrived, Dahmer convinced them that Konarak was his 19-year-old lover who had simply had too much to drink. The officers, believing his calm story, returned the boy to Dahmer's custody. Konarak was murdered within the hour. The officers left the scene joking on the radio about reuniting the lovers, unaware they had handed the child back to his killer. 2 months later, on July 22, 1991, Dahmer's crimes finally came to an end. He lured 32-year-old Tracy Edwards to his apartment, intending to kill him. Dahmer handcuffed Edwards and brandished a knife, forcing him to watch the movie The Exorcist 3. When Dahmer became distracted, Edwards punched him and fled into the street, flagging down police officers. The officers followed Edwards back to apartment 213. Inside, they discovered human remains, skulls, photographs of dismembered bodies, and the unmistakable stench of death. Dahmer was arrested immediately. His quiet words to the officers were chilling. "For what I did, I should be dead." Over the following days, Dahmer confessed in detail to 17 murders. His confessions were so calm and detailed that investigators described him as eerily emotionless. His trial began in January 1992. His defense team argued insanity, but the jury found him legally sane and guilty on 15 counts of murder. He was sentenced to 15 consecutive life sentences, totaling 957 years in prison. Dahmer was sent to Columbia Correctional Institution in Portage, Wisconsin. There, he expressed religious interest and was baptized in prison, yet remained a controversial figure among inmates. On November 28, 1994, while cleaning a prison bathroom, Dahmer was attacked by another inmate, Christopher Scarver. Scarver bludgeoned Dahmer and another prisoner, Jesse Anderson, with a metal bar. Dahmer died on the way to the hospital. Scarver later stated that Dahmer's unrepentant behavior and mockery of other prisoners' beliefs had driven him to act. In the aftermath of his death, Dahmer's apartment building was demolished, and his belongings were destroyed. His father, Lionel Dahmer, later published a memoir titled Times: A Father's Story Times in 1994, offering a haunting account of the guilt and disbelief of a parent who raised a son capable of such evil. Dahmer's crimes left Milwaukee and the world shaken, forcing society to confront the depths of human depravity that can hide behind an ordinary face. Today, Dahmer's name remains synonymous with horror. His story has inspired countless books, films, and documentaries, including Time's My Friend Dahmer, Times in 2017, and Monster: The Jeffrey Dahmer Story in 2022. Each retelling continues to provoke the same chilling question: how could such darkness exist unnoticed for so long? Jeffrey Dahmer's life and crimes stand as a grim reminder of how evil can thrive in plain sight, hidden behind a quiet smile and the facade of normalcy. Thanks for watching. I know you enjoyed this true crime story. Hope to see you in my next video.